brand new episode of In the Kitchen with the Breakers Brothers. I'm Luscious Barbie, and I'll be guiding you through today's episode. I'm so excited to present today's guest. Today we have an exclusive episode with real estate investor Jason Thomas. And now, the moment that we've all been waiting for. The man in the kitchen, connecting the dots from entertainment to food, giving us wisdom every day. Give it up for our host, Ricky Booker.
Welcome back to a brand new episode of In the Kitchen with the Breakfast Brothers. I'm your host, Ricky Booker. There are so many things in the world that brings us together. Good food, a little bit of conversation does it every time. And In the Kitchen with the Breakfast Brothers, we love feeding your soul. Today's guest, he's the president and owner of Lynard Holdings Real Estate Investment Company. Also the member of Omega Sci-Fi since 1998. Let's give a warm welcome for Jason Thomas. How you doing?
Good to have you, man.
I see you got your hat on, representing and all that.
Had to represent.
Man, that's the true fashion of the logo and everything, man.
Absolutely.
So you guys got your own unique clothing line that y'all put together? Did you get that hat made? Or?
Somebody got it made for me. They had a connection that they were making them for their chapter,
Okay.
and then they said, hey, you want one? I said, yeah, give me 3.
I always wanted to be a cute dog, so now I got to ask you this.
What's that?
Is there a way, since I didn't go to college, I'm a college dropout, that I can still become a cute dog?
How many credits you got?
I walked in and said, I'm tired, I had enough of school, and turned around and walked out. So
Well,
I don't
no.
think I ever got one credit.
Well, you would have to have an undergraduate degree.
Okay.
Or a, not necessarily undergraduate, but a, I'm messing up now.
That's all right. I heard it's some kind of way that you can do it.
Associate's degree. You have to have an
Associate.
associate's degree, and you could join a graduate chapter
Okay.
locally.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna look into that because I always wanted to go back and do that. They still brand you and do the hot iron brand and all that?
If you want it. I
If you
got
want it?
one, but I mean, it's only if you
Boy,
want
you gotta be tough to do that. I thought you was light skinned. I didn't really think you would get branded like that. Light skinned brothers. No, we gonna get into it, man.
Yeah,
but,
no.
Man, I want to talk. This is a food show. We talk a little bit about eating and cooking and all those things. And I asked this one question.
Okay.
Some people have them and some people don't. Now, do you have any kitchen disasters?
Not a kitchen disaster, but I got a cooking disaster.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about that.
All right. You remember the movie Stand By Me?
Yeah.
With the kids walking on the railroad tracks,
Mm-hmm.
they'd be out there, grilling hot dogs, cooking over open fire. There was a point when I was a kid, man, we just started doing it. We started roasting hot dogs, stealing hot dogs out of Mama's house and going and roasting them on the tracks. And
You heard that, Mama. That's where them hot dogs was going. So, but we're gonna get back to it.
so we started doing that. And one day I was on punishment, couldn't leave the yard. So I had this genius idea. I said, man, folks would come over there. So I said, come on over, and we're going to do a cookout in my backyard. And we had this big old pot of concrete that was just concrete. And I was like, not knowing anything, I said, you know what? Okay, we need to start a fire. So I poured some gasoline on it, and I lit it, and it kept going out. And I was like, we're gonna roast these hot dogs. And so I lit it, and it was lit. So I took the gas can and poured it while it was lit, and the fire ran back up the can, and I ran away from the fire and set the whole backyard on fire. So I had to have a conversation with my dad, and he put it out and everything, but I didn't see outside for a little while.
Yeah, you had some real, true, indeed hot dogs.
Absolutely. So
But
that was
anyway,
my disaster. But I was 10. So
You probably know how to grill now, though, right?
oh, I can burn
You
now.
get down now.
I
Okay.
can,
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's good. We're gonna get to what it is that you do for a living. We're gonna talk a little bit here, and then we're gonna sit down and talk more. But I need to know, and I want all of you to know. Tell me a little bit about what is an investment holder. Explain what is that.
Well, a real estate investor is, for the most part, they help the community. They help people by providing housing, whether it's single-family homes or apartment buildings. And so what I do in particular is I like to get distressed homes, homes that are in some state of disrepair. That could be burnouts. It could be, junk homes where people are hoarders. You ever seen that show,
Oh
Hoarders?
my God! Some of the stuff that goes on in those.
Yeah,
family-
hoarder houses or houses that are just in a state of disrepair. And what ends up happening, you end up helping people because I've run into situations where folks had to sell and they didn't have the capital to get the house ready for market. So they had to sell, and so I helped them out by getting that property sold quickly.
Okay, so when you say help, is it any time to where you go in and help someone get caught up on their taxes and they're able to keep their houses, or they don't keep
That falls up under the real estate investor umbrella. All those types of scenarios, whether it's somebody facing bankruptcy, pre-foreclosure, those types of things, that's where a real estate investor can help, because they can come in and using assets that we have available, we can take that property off of that person and possibly eliminate credit damage, things of that nature.
Right. So, now I'm really digging into it and understanding it too. So, what about the family, like generation lands and property that, just say for instance, your great-great-grandfather left down and each family member kept it, and then you get to the last family member, which is a millennium, and they just let it go to where it's out of control. Are they able to continue to keep that property too, or you figure out, when it comes to generation properties, how does that work as an investor?
When you say generational properties, so you're saying it's behind on taxes?
No, it's like, say for
they
instance,
just want to get rid of it.
They want to get rid of it, and it's something that your great-grandfather had, and so each family member kept it, but nobody ever done nothing with it. But finally, it comes to the point where somebody want to get rid of it.
Well, there's opportunities there in real estate investment. Matter of fact, I got 96 acres down in Madisonville right now that, the parent died and the siblings want to get rid of it. So there's an opportunity for somebody to take 96 acres and develop it into something. So any developers out there, if you are looking for a plot of land across the street from Buc-ee's, call me.
Wow, across from Buc-ee's, so that's prime real estate too.
Pretty good real estate. It's right off of I-45, and then there's some additional real estate from the same couple that's further inside on another major highway that's about to expand.
Now, what if, that property kind of somewhat like that, the family didn't do nothing with it, now the city owns it? Is there a possibility you can get it back for the family if the city already owns it after, I guess, so many years of not paying the taxes on it, and they just foreclose in on the city side? Yeah,
but at that point, that's where the real estate investor would come in, and typically they buy those on the steps of the courthouse and things like that.
Gotcha.
So that they can have it. So it would be a battle, and that's when bag money comes into play, and guys are walking up with bags of cash to make these purchases.
So at this point, it's just best as the family member to continue to make sure you put the taxes and the property taxes and fees on autopilot.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because once it gets to that point, it's beyond repair. But when you're pre-foreclosure, or it's not gonna end bad because maybe you run into some financial trouble, maybe you got sick, act early.
Gotcha.
And get with guys like myself at Lynard Holdings or other real estate investors that are local, and they can help you out. And I can do it nationwide, so I can pretty much reach into any state.
Got you. Okay, we're going to hold that thought. We're going to talk a little bit more about the investments, but in time being, we're going to go back to the restaurants or in the public areas where Luscious hang out and see what she has going on.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Luscious Barbie. I'm in the restaurant, in the kitchen with the Breakfast Brothers, and we gotta find out what do the customers think about the food. So let's just find out. Let's see. And it's some really familiar faces if you have not caught the episode. Okay, let them know who you are.
I'm Amber with Glitz Optical.
Okay, and?
Carlos Walker with Deception.
Okay, so two businesses right here at the same table, and they got a full episode. You can catch it on YouTube right now, so check that out. But first, we gotta find out, what did you get?
Today I got the fried salmon with the pancakes, drizzled in caramel, with the powdered sugar and the strawberry. It was amazing. And the orange juice was super fresh.
What'd you get?
And I had the catfish and waffles with a side of wild berry tea. Or lemonade, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's delicious.
Catfish and waffles, salmon. Like, you find out the variety, but I'm serious. Y'all need to check out both of their episodes. And when it comes to vision, she got that. When it comes to whiskey, he got that. Okay.
My name is Lacey, and I got the pork chops and pancakes and the hash browns. We're kind of sharing this fried rice because it just looks so good.
Okay, what you get? He like, let me call my friends real quick.
I just got the French toast for you.
Oh, okay. French toast. What you get?
Got me some chicken and pancakes with a side of potatoes and eggs.
Okay, I see you chopping up the pancakes right here in the middle. What's your name?
Marie.
She like, girl, I've already done her, bro. I don't do this. And what you get? Because I see you stirring up your plate.
I got a little bit of everything. Come choose. It's great.
Okay.
Loving it.
I see some
There's
shrimp
some
and
grits
grits,
right there. I can't
some
talk
fried
about
catfish, and you got some combo fried rice.
Regina.
Okay, what you get from Breakfast Brothers today?
Chicken strip basket and a pancake on the side.
Okay, and what you get? Chicken and fries? Okay. And what you get?
I had the catfish basket.
Catfish basket. How did y'all find out about the Breakfast Brothers?
That's just my aunt.
Okay.
And then a good friend.
Okay. So you out here putting people on the Breakfast Brothers. Well, we thank you for that.
You're welcome.
All right, y'all.
So I got the chicken and French toast. Yeah.
Chicken and French toast. You like it? Because I had to stop him, y'all, because when I walked by, he was tearing into that chicken wing. I was scared he was gonna eat the bone. But
Today I got the chicken and waffles.
okay.
And last time I got the French toast and waffles.
Okay.
And the pancakes tasted like my mom's pancakes, actually. So I love coming here for that.
Okay. And they didn't lie, y'all. They said they come about twice a week. So I don't know. Okay, what did you get?
I get the veggie omelet every time.
The veggie omelet.
Yeah.
And y'all moved here from where?
I'm from Dallas.
From Dallas?
From California.
In California. Okay. So when I say we beating flavors from all over, because if she keep coming back and she live in Dallas and you came from California and you keep coming back, it must be some magic in the Breakfast Brothers. I don't know. But come find out for yourself. Find us on the Breakfast Brothers app. Download that right now. And look out for Breakfast Brothers Express. Until then, you can catch us on CW33 every Saturday, Freedom 43 every Saturday, Hulu Live. And until next time, let's go.
All right, we here at the sit down, and Jason Thomas, he ordered the catfish grit bowl and a side of collard greens, and I love you. Tanetta is gonna bring it.
Mr. Jason, are you ready for us to feed your soul?
Absolutely. This is my favorite.
He get his soul fed all the time. He's a regular at Breakfast Brothers.
Yes, I am.
But you know, like always, I always like everybody to get into it and see what their thoughts are.
Absolutely. Catfish and grits.
Oh yes. Oh
I
yes.
hadn't seen anybody make this.
So this your first time having this one?
No, I have this one once a month.
Oh,
At the Breakfast Brothers in Arlington off of Bardin.
So we've been feeding your soul.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you see, once again, we always tap in the soul right down there and deep. So, man, I really enjoy, I appreciate your support, first of all. And that's the reason why I kind of wanted to bring you on, because you support me when it comes to coming to the restaurant, like you and your family. But when I first seen exactly what you did outside of the restaurant, when Breakfast Brothers actually catered the what was it to Alicia?
The county commissioner swearing in ceremony.
Yes, the first black female in how long?
Don't make me lie.
I don't think, from what I understand, I
third.
think that she's the third one for some time, a length of time anyway. So, but we're gonna get back to that. But I'm gonna fast forward back to where we was in the kitchen, because I want to know a little bit more about the investment side of things. Getting started in the real estate and investing. Let's talk about how you got started in it.
Well, it was twofold, Ricky. One, I read a book, right? And I brought a gift here for you with two different books. One, this is the first one I read, Why the Rich Are Getting Richer, right?
I heard of this one.
I read it, and it just opened my mind up to the possibilities. And then the other one I read them out of order, because that's the second one you're supposed to read after you read Rich Dad, Poor Dad. So, and those are for you.
I heard of both of these.
Yep.
But I never got them, so thank you so much.
Yep, those are for you. And I read Why the Rich Are Getting Richer, and then I realized I got to get some money, because it was 2017, and I had twin boys on the way. And I was thinking about, legacy and being able to leave something for them. And both my parents are deceased, and God rest their soul, but they left me with a want and not a will.
Right.
So I wanted to make sure that my boys would be taken care of when I'm dead and gone. They wouldn't have to worry or stress about anything. And so that pushed me into looking at real estate investing, because I actually ended up with 2 properties because of the 2008 bubble pop.
That's what I was going to ask you. So some of the things that you transitioned into from these books and things that that you had to do for yourself and your family when you came to work. So the skills from the investment, let's talk a little bit about how that launched your actual career.
Yeah. So what I did, I got into the real estate investing and set up the LLC, had the properties under and everything. Had a property in Pennsylvania, property in Georgia. Those are two that I had that I was forced to keep, but I did a pretty good job of keeping them manager. And I said, you know what, why not go all in? And then I'm learning on my own using YouTube and books and things like that. And then pandemic hit. And I ended up getting a PPP loan because I had everything set up right and proper. So I didn't do, the PPP scam, y'all.
Oh, I know you didn't, because you wouldn't be sitting here with me right now.
A lot of people can't
interview you from the feds.
No, anyway. You cannot. So so I was able to take the PPP loan, and why the rich are getting richer taught me was that, hey, you can either take your money and invest in material things or invest in education and yourself. And I took that money and started learning more about real estate investing and all the different tools you need to be a good investor to help people, like I told you earlier.
Right. Earlier we spoke on about that. And one thing that one of these days I want you tapped into, and I tapped into it with one of our guests weeks ago. He talked about helping people like apartment complexes, having your own investments too when it comes to the whole complex area. I really want to get into that, so I'm gonna talk a little bit more about that off camera when we get to that point. But fast forward into we didn't talk about this in the kitchen, but how did you get started with the chapter in Arlington, the NAACP?
Well, it was an interesting story. When I first moved to Texas, the then president, Elisa Simmons, came out and she went to all the Greek letter organizations to their meetings and said, hey, I'm the president. I need help. I need people. We got 35 cents in the bank and I need people to come and help do the work. And I said, you know what, I'm new here. Good way to meet people. So I signed up. And she said, hey, I want you to be the assistant treasurer. I said, finance isn't my ministry, but I'll do it. And so I got into being the assistant treasurer, eventually became the treasurer, eventually became the chair of this great program called the AXO program. And man, it's just been fun ever since.
The AXO program?
Yes.
Explain that.
Okay, so what the AXO program is, it's a program where the NAACP emphasizes skills outside of sports for our youth. And so culinary art skills, painting, ballet, modern dance, musicianship, filmography. Okay. They have all these different categories, music, composition. And so these kids compete locally, and then if they win locally, we take them to any branch in the United States. They win locally and they get a round trip, all expense paid trip to the AXO program. Wherever the national convention is, that's where we take those kids, and they compete against kids from all over the nation. And I call it a nerd convention because you got some of the best and the brightest kids, African American kids in the country there.
And it's interesting you say that about the kids, because I've just found out myself. I'm actually getting ready to be a judge. Cedar Hill High School and Lancaster High School is having a culinary program, like the TV show Chop. And I'm a judge on. It's coming up this month.
Okay.
And I don't know if both those schools is in that program, but these are some things I'm learning different now of what's happening in the classes in the school, because I never realized how big the food program was. I watched Food Network and I cooked all my life, but now I'm starting to see, now I'm in this world now, instead of managing hip hop artists and doing custom cars and stuff, now I'm in the restaurant business. I'm starting to see a lot more that kids want to be in. So I'm involving myself a lot around the kids, especially on the culinary side.
Right. And the thing is, we actually had a culinary winner at the national level. We've had artists come in, top 3. Had one kid played marimba.
What is that?
Man, it's a wooden xylophone from South America, and he could go. He just playing that thing, man.
He's from Dallas area?
Everybody's from Dallas area.
Okay.
And we had an actress win the national. She's probably about to graduate college. She went to a very good performing arts school. She's about to graduate pretty soon, and it's just great just to link up with these kids, get to know them. I still talk to them every now and then, see them on their social media. And to your point, it's great to see people want other things, because another thing they do is engineering. And I'm an engineer, so by degree, so that's right up my alley too. So it's just fun. And
tell me a little bit, because we talked a little bit about it off camera. you said you went to West Point. Let's talk about the experience at West Point. I seen TV shows and movies and documentaries about West Point. I know I'm supposed to. That's off the map, but I want to hear that straight from someone that kind of went there.
For me, I was one of the people that got to go directly in. You could either go to prep school or go directly in. I went directly in, and for me, it was a huge culture shock. Because I'm from Birmingham, Alabama, and so all black everything. All black high school, teachers, just all the way through, K through 12. So it was just a totally different experience. And then you go into West Point where you are now the real true-to-life minority, like 200-300 people. It's not out of 1,000. So it's very small scale. So great experience. I was prior service. I had done basic training before because I wasn't a good kid all my life, so I went to basic training when I was 17, and with the plans of enlisting. And then I found out about West Point because I went to my counselor and said, "Hey," I was looking at colleges, just kind of passively looking. "Hey, can I have this book right here?" It had plastic on it, and she said, "Oh, you can have that book. Nobody qualifies to go there." And lo and behold, I get in first attempt because I qualified. Right. So. I just made the best situation, but it's very rigorous, stressful. They continue to put you in a high stress environment because when you get out there in the military, you got to lead soldiers in combat environments. So they really prepare you by letting you start managing cadets early on. Like your sophomore year, you're in charge of people. And you're responsible for their performance and everything. And they just work you up from, you get one person, two people, and then eventually squads and everything else. So it's very, very good time. Learned a lot. Okay. Learned a lot about myself too.
That's some of the things, reading the books that you read and coming from West Point, where you come from, the structure of your mind, you change your mentality to be who you are now. So, and you say you got in trouble, you weren't the best kid, but other than that, man, that's what we do when we see our vision and God put it in the direction that we need to be in. We start focusing and being obedient. Absolutely. So that's where that comes from. All right, I want to go back to the real estate part of it. Tell me a little bit. What's the difference between a buyer's market versus a seller's market?
All right, so a buyer's market, that's when buyers have the power. They can come in and say, "Hey, if you want me to buy your house, I need you to paint, I need you to do this, I need you to do that before I'll take it. Oh, and by the way, I need you to pay all my closing costs." They can demand things. When it's a seller's market, I don't have to do anything. You take it as is because it's going to sell. Whether you buy it today, somebody else will buy it tomorrow. And we just left a seller's market probably about May of last year. And now it's turned to a buyer's market, but the sellers haven't realized that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, man, Jason, I really enjoyed you being on the show, man. And like I said, I appreciate you supporting me and continue supporting Breakfast Brothers the way you do. And anytime you want to come by and eat the food, man, like I said, you get to take that home too, so you ain't got to stuff yourself and get gas or whatever. But tell everyone if they want to talk to you and get in touch with you, how they can.
Okay, if you want to get in touch with me, I can be reached. I have a website. If you have a property or anything that's in distress or disrepair, you just want to talk and get some advice, you can hit me up through my website, www.lynardholdingsllc.com. It's a mouthful. I gave you guys a QRC code. Okay. Hopefully you can pop that up there and people can use their phone and go to it because it's a mouthful.
And Lynard is spelled Lynard.
Yes, LynardHoldingsLLC.com. And there you can go and enter all your particulars about the property, yourself. And if you're buying, you can go in as a buyer too and let me know. If you're an agent, you can go in as an agent and tell me, "Hey, I want to work with you." So, yeah, that's available. And then my Instagram is at JT_the_real_estate investor. Yeah, it's a lot of underscores, but underscore in between each name. JT, the real estate investor.
If they're really interested, they usually find it when you come to that.
Absolutely.
And once again, man, keep up with the success, brother. I love what you're doing, and we're going to keep going. If you want something today that you see on the menu, catfish bowl and collard greens, and the whole 9 yards. We got 2 locations. Arlington location, 130 East Bardin Road, Arlington, Texas. We open 6 days a week, close on Tuesdays, 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. Our newest location, we're in Oak Cliff area. We're at 3704 Camp Wisdom Road, Dallas, Texas. We open 7 days a week there, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. I'm your host, Ricky Booker. Catch you next week.